treatment combined with unique supportive therapy.
We interrupt this program for an ABC 11 Eyewitness News AccuWeather alert.
Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Holman along with Scott Dean. We have a new tornado warning for parts of the Triangle. Let's go to First Alert Doppler XP. A tornado warning now in effect until 2:15 for northern Durham, Orange County, and southeastern Person County. That's in effect until 2:15. You can see this area here that's outlined in the sort of magenta color from parts of Orange County, most of Orange, especially around Hillsborough, just northwest of downtown Durham towards Bahama and Durham County, and just about to Roxborough in southern Person County. That tornado warning in effect until 2:15 this afternoon. Scott and I have been watching this the last little bit back in the weather office, starting to see some rotation in this thunderstorm here just around Hillsborough right now as it pushes towards the northeast pretty quickly. Now, National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated a tornado over Hillsborough moving north at 35. So Rougemont, Searle, and the Schley community, those are some of the areas impacted. But you see here, when we show you this velocity right around Hillsborough, this is the area where there could be a tornado on the ground around Hillsborough. So you want to just take cover if you're anywhere from Hillsborough off to the north. This storm moving northward at 35 miles per hour. There you see again where those colors sort of come together, indicating some sort of rotation right around the city of Hillsborough. So I want to take cover again. That's the area for the tornado warning for Alamance, Orange County, much of Orange, northwestern, 2/3 of Durham County, and southern sections of Person County. That's in effect until 2:15 this afternoon. We'll show you some of the thunderstorms that are moving very rapidly northward now across this region of parts of Orange and Durham and Person County, especially right around Hillsborough. Remember, the safest thing to do, go to the lowest floor, cover your head, get in an interior room, a hall closet, bathroom, anything in the middle of the house, and take cover. This moving by very quickly, so it'll be out of Hillsborough the next little bit, but into northern parts of Orange County and potentially northwestern Durham County and southern Person County. This tornado warning in effect until 2:15 as we head through the afternoon hours. This activity continues across the region as we've got a tornado watch that's in effect. A new one's going to be issued pretty soon that'll cover much of the region. But here's some of the areas that could be impacted right around Hillsborough, of course, then Hillcrest, Arrowhead, Timberlake, Whittown, and Brooksdale, all in the next 30 minutes. That tornado warning in effect until 2:15, Scott.
Yeah, we started seeing this rotation begin to show up south of the city and begin to tighten up, so we weren't surprised that the Weather Service did issue this tornado warning. So if you can hear us around Hillsborough, let's go to Weather Source 2 here because I have some landmarks here in and around Hillsborough. Fairfield over towards Hillcrest, Eastwood, downtown Hillsborough, Brookshire Nursing Center, and there's Sunshine Acres. That's some of the locations that popped up on our machine there, and you can see an updated list of the latest areas that will be affected or could be affected by this tornado warning with the apparent tornado. Now, I believe we had a report of a possible tornado with another cell that moved through Alamance County earlier on, and that cell is now moved up into Caswell County. As we put on the reflectivity here of this storm, show you the latest image right now from the National Weather Service, you can see how it is now, this notch is now moving in to this region. So northwest of the city, it's moving up towards the northeast corner of Orange County up towards Arrowhead. You're getting some very heavy rainfall. As we pan out a little bit more, there is a tornado warning also for Caswell County. So you folks around Person County need to be vigilant of this line of storms that continues to lift up to the north. A lot of cloud-to-ground lightning. That is one thing that we've seen characteristic with some of these stronger cells. They start to ramp up the lightning, and that's when we also start to see some of those tornado warnings as well. You can see this line extends farther to the south through Morrisville, Apex, and western portions of Raleigh, but it's this area right here, Chris, that we're watching very closely. Do you have a live velocity data coming through that area as well that shows it's really been doing a very good job? XP has been showing where these couplets have been located as it's coming through, and you're showing that right now, Weather Source 3.
Sure, go over to Weather 3, and you can see this area here, right around Hillsborough. We've been highlighting where you see these colors sort of come together. That's where the radar sees air going away from coming towards the radar site, and that's where there could be rotation indicating a possible tornado. It could be the rotation is just in the cloud, funnel cloud, maybe not even a funnel cloud, maybe just some rotation, but certainly enough to warrant a tornado warning for this area right around Hillsborough, and it's heading towards the north. We'll put on some of the streets here that are impacted, some of the areas across this region. This is Highway 1022 as you get out of Hillsborough, and Highway 57 here, and then off to the north highway, or to the west, Highway 86. So it's in this particular region as we get a live scan there, right in here, as we close in a little bit more, that there may be some sort of, right in this, we get as close as we can, put on some of the real streets. We may see some rotation in these areas here where there may be the tornado. We'll put some of these streets on down to the south here. This is Highway 70, obviously, and then this is Lawrence Road, and this region here, this road, this is Highway 1002, or yeah, Highway 1002, and this is Orange School Road. Some of these spots, they may be under the gun here, especially Highway 57. I want to just take cover. If you're anywhere around Hillsborough, I want to take cover. We do have word, too, that the tornado watch has been extended now until 9 o'clock this evening. That tornado watch in effect until 9 o'clock. But this is the area here, that tornado warning. It looks like Hillsborough, east parts of town there, that's where we're seeing some of the rotation, some of the strongest rotation anyway, as it moves northward at 35 miles per hour. This is the tornado warning again for sections of Orange County, much of Orange, Durham, and southern Person County. That tornado warning in effect until 2:15 this afternoon, just issued. But this spot here, this area here to the around Hillsborough and to the north, it's heading off towards the north, may just skim or graze western parts of Durham County, but they have northern parts around Bahama already also under that tornado warning, so you want to take cover. As Scott mentioned, there are other thunderstorms out there too that extend down into western Wake County. These aren't severe, no warnings with those, but traveling along the Beltline, Interstate 40 there, and 440 South Raleigh, that's moving towards the east and northeast, or north and northeast at 35 to 40 miles per hour, and that'll be impacting many areas of North Raleigh in the next little bit inside the city limits too. So no warnings with that, but certainly the heavy rain can slow you down as the rainfall rates there coming about 1 to 2 inches per hour. There's another view of that heavy rain around Morrisville, Cary, towards the airport. We'll try to get a tower cam view, or maybe some DOT cameras. We'll show you some of the heavy rain pushing into the triangle. But of course, that's not the biggest threat. The biggest threat is the tornado warning that's in effect now for Orange County, and this is the area here just north and around Hillsborough where we're seeing some evidence of a bit of rotation in the thunderstorm right in this region here. We'll circle it just north of town, just around Hillsborough and north, moving northward at 35 miles per hour.
Yeah, and as, let's go back to Weather Source 2 here, and this is when we started seeing this couplet. We'll go ahead and I'll highlight it right in here, the reds and greens. The radar site is at the bottom of the screen. Red moving away from the radar site, green moving towards the radar site, and that's when Chris and I became alerted and started to really start to investigate this cell as it continued to lift to the north. And then when it got just south of Hillsborough, there's where we started to pick up. See how the greens and the reds start to touch one another? That could be where we had a spin up. It moved across Highway 70, I-40, and 85, and then lifted to the north. And now we're seeing the lightning ramp up as well. And so it's now this area right here that we're really starting to focus in on as it continues to lift off to the north. So it looks like the threat is gradually starting to come down around Hillsborough. Shortly we'll be doing so, and then we turn our attention up to the north and northeast of the city as we'll lay down some there. There's Cascades over towards Springcrest Meadows, Fox Run over towards Berryland, and over towards Rougemont in northern Durham County, and eventually up towards Timberlake in southern Person County. So as we put this again into motion, if you look upwind or downwind, look at there, it looks like it is going to be moving towards the Cascades area over towards Springcrest Meadows. That's not the only storm that we're looking at. As we back out a little bit more here and show you other storms to the south, there's some heavy storms now moving into Cumberland County. These don't have warnings with them. We've been watching very closely the velocities on these, and so far an indication of maybe some gusty winds, but no twisting winds or circulation with that. That's certainly some good news, but it's in this area. And it's amazing, Chris, that we are seeing, look how that lightning just ramps up right in that one area. A strong indication, we've seen that already with some storms earlier on. And I believe, is that a tornado? That was a tornado report in Alamance County.
That was at 1:15 report that a vehicle may have been pushed off the road. Scott, I want to tell viewers that All My Children's on digital channels 11.2 and 11.3. If you want to tune into All My Children, we need to stick with this until the threat of a tornado has diminished, and then we'll get you back to regular programming. But All My Children now 11.2 and 11.3 on your digital channels. Let's go over and show you a DOT camera if we can. We have one of Interstate 85, and you can see as we this is in Durham County, I believe. Very heavy rainfall, camera shaking in the wind there. Northwestern parts of Durham, and especially the northwestern part of Durham County up towards Bahama. Tornado warning in effect there as well, and into southern Person County. But the area of real concern is into Orange County, just to the north of Hillsborough. Remember, in a tornado, you want to get into the lowest floor of your home. If you have a basement, you want to go to that. Get into the interior room, hall, closet, bathroom, anywhere that is in the middle of the house. The idea is to put as many walls as between you and the storm as you can. Remember, to abandon mobile homes, it seems counterintuitive, but you're safer outside than you are inside a mobile home. Get into a ditch or a ravine somewhere low and cover your head, and just wait till the storm passes. These are moving along at about 35 miles per hour. The storm's moving along. So there's again a look at the radar, and this is the outlined area of the tornado warning that's in effect until 2:15 for sections of Orange County, most of Orange County. If you're down around Eubanks and Chapel Hill, the threat is pretty much past, but certainly you want to just, if you're in the northern parts of the county from Hillsborough and especially north, you see this little signature here, right here, where you see the greens and the reds together just south of Caldwell. That's where we're thinking there may be some rotation there, and that's why the tornado warning is issued. Doesn't look quite as impressive as it did before, but still, there is some rotation there. We'll put on some of the roads in just a moment and show you exactly what we're talking about with this particular storm.
Pretty rural area right there, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like it is. This is Highway 57. And this is just south of the Caldwell community, Highway 1002, and just you see a live sweep there of that potential tornado. At least there is some rotation there in that thunderstorm to the north and northeast of Hillsborough. It's right in here. So here's some of the other roads that we can show you. There may be some Schley Road. We talked about that earlier, and this actually is Mincy Road and back towards Breeze Drive. In those areas, you know, if you're in that part of Orange County, that's the area where at least there's some rotation showing. No confirmation of a tornado, no one's seen it, no signs of any damage, anything like that just yet, but this warning just issued a few moments ago as we've been tracking the storm for the last half hour or so as it's been pressing northward. Remember, there is a tornado watch in effect for all of the area now until 9 o'clock. It's been a long day. The first tornado watch went up about 5 a.m. and here we're going to go till 9 o'clock as the remnants of Lee spinning up lots of instability and these thunderstorms that can spawn at least some brief tornadoes. That's the only warning in effect right now. As we go down to the south a little bit, though, you see over southern Durham County some heavy rainfall that extends into western Wake, down towards Cary and along Interstate 40 or the belt line there in South Raleigh, and just west of Garner. This is moving rapidly northward, so most of North Raleigh, downtown Raleigh towards Garner, and it's into around Clayton too. Going to get some brief heavy rainfall with this. No warnings, some brief gusty winds, very heavy rainfall for a time, and then it stops raining until you head back down to the south into sections of Cumberland County and Robeson County. No warnings with any of that either. Got another DOT camera of Interstate 40 in Raleigh, and this is an area that's, or is that 85 in the Durham? Okay, the super's wrong then. Okay, there's Interstate 40 right around Western Wake. You see some of the lightning there too. Traffic moving along at a pretty good pace though as these thunderstorms moving rapidly, and some areas the visibilities go way down. The rainfall rates can be 1 to 2 inches per hour in some of these thunderstorms, and that can really cause the visibility to go down and also cause the rainfall rates could pick up a quick ½ inch to 1 inch of rain in some of these thunderstorms.
Yeah, a lot of tropical moisture with this, and you know, I walked out this morning and you could really feel how humid the air is with the dew points well in the 70s. One thing to point out, Chris, is we saw this earlier on. There's actually a frontal boundary that's setting up right over that area. Roxborough has been down into the around 70, where it's been well into the 80s to the north of that. I think you can put some of those temperatures on there. where you can look at some of those values. And a lot of times what you have to look at is when these thunderstorms start to ride along that boundary, it can increase the spin within those thunderstorms, and it can enhance the tornado possibility within those cells. So it's riding along that boundary, and so that's why we're also watching this very, very closely. It may ride right along into Person County and possibly into Granville County.
Yeah,
if it
you
continues.
see the temperature 70 at Roxborough, but still in the mid-80s in the triangle to the south of that boundary. And just along that boundary, as Scott said, that you can see an enhancement of some of the shear, which causes the spin-ups. And it's just around that boundary there into Orange County now that we've got some rotation showing up on First Alert Doppler XP. We'll show you that again. As we put on the velocity here, it's this spot right here, just north of Hillsborough, east of Arrowhead, around Caldwell. Doesn't look as impressive as it did before, but certainly that tornado warning is in effect. So if you're anywhere from Hillsborough, but especially north of there towards Caldwell, you want to just take cover, just to be on the safe side. It's this area just south of there that we're seeing at least some rotation continuing. And typically, if we do see tornadoes, and we only really had one confirmed so far. We've gotten some good pictures in this morning that indicate that there have been at least some funnel clouds out there across the border counties and Durham County too, but they don't last all that long. They're very quick spin-ups, and they're typically weak tornadoes, but a weak tornado can still do quite a bit of damage. And the rotation we're seeing now is just around and south of Caldwell. That's the area that looks to be the most concern along Highway 157 and also Highway 57, areas to the south of there. This area right in here, south of Caldwell. You want to take cover and just be on the safe side until the storm passes. It's moving along pretty quickly, 30, 35 miles per hour, and be out of your neighborhood, potentially, though, into Person County. So you want to be ready in Person County, too, as that storm makes its way to the north and northeast. There's a wide look at the showers and storms. We'll take off some of those temperatures, and you can see the storms are fairly numerous across the region, but the only warning is in effect now for sections of Orange County and Durham County and southern sections of Person County.
Yeah, Person County, it's interesting that we've been seeing these, let me take off these temperatures right now. All right, there we go. It's been interesting that these cells, as they've been moving to the north, they've intensified a little bit near that boundary, and right now we are seeing that a little bit of that rotation as it comes up is now past. If you're watching from Hillsborough, the threat is over with, and now we're focusing in on the Caldwell area and now starting to focus up towards southern Person County.
Yeah, you
right
see a
there.
little bit there, right in there too. You see a little bit of a notch that maybe if there is a tornado or there's a funnel, maybe the rain wrapping a bit around that there in this spot right here. Sometimes that's a bit of a signature for a tornado. But again, no confirmations. We talked about earlier, we don't know there's a tornado on the ground until it's spotted or it's someone else sees it, it's spotted, we get reports of damage, we see some debris on the radar. All we see is rotation. Sometimes it's very strong and there's a tornado. Sometimes it's very strong and there isn't a tornado. And sometimes it's fairly weak and there is a weak tornado. So that's why the National Weather Service issues warnings, even though at times, many times, there is not a tornado on the ground. Doppler radar from the National Weather Service continued to indicate a tornado at 145 near Schley, or about 7 miles northeast of Hillsborough, moving north at 40 miles per hour. So Bahama, Rougemont, Mariah, Searle in the path of the storm. You want to take cover immediately just to be on the safe side. It's indicated by radar. So far, no confirmation of that, no reports from the public, but certainly reports that, or at least an indication by the Doppler radar on this velocity that we show you, that there is some rotation still, and that's why you need to take it seriously. If you're in that northeastern part of Orange County, you see from Hillsborough south, the warning has been whittled away, and even part of the city of Durham, no longer in that tornado warning, but the areas here from northern Durham, northeastern Orange, southern Person, all in the path of that storm, and that tornado warning in effect for the next 25 minutes, Scott.
Yeah, and now is that the live velocity that we're looking at, or is that NexRad?
That's the
National Weather Service?
No, that's
okay,
the line
there we
right
go.
there.
Yeah, there we go. Crossing over that one route that we were showing, that's 157, just south of Caldwell. As you zoom into that area and you're focusing in on that, what you're seeing is the greens indicating motion towards the radar site, red's moving away, and it's that shear right there that we're looking at. It looks like it's now just southeast of Caldwell.
Right, exactly. Right along this Highway 157 is here, and this is Highway 1538, right on the Orange and Durham County line. That's Highway 157 there. So folks, right on that line, Bahama too, just be on the safe side. Rougemont, want to take cover. That tornado warning in effect until 2:15. Other showers and storms rolling through the region. Have a live look downtown Raleigh as you see those thunderstorms right over downtown right now. And that's Fayetteville Street, some rain, some thunder and lightning. No warnings with any of those thunderstorms right now, and no signs of any real rotation with those as well. But certainly some heavy rain. You can see on First Alert Doppler XP as we zoom in. That heavy rain extends from downtown Raleigh right up Creedmoor Road and up towards 540 there, right into North Raleigh towards Falls Lake. That's moving rapidly towards the north as well at about 30 to 40 miles per hour. There you see it pushing across the city and into northern Wake County. Other areas of showers and storms back towards Garner, and that stretches south towards Fayetteville too. You got some showers and thunderstorms there from Cumberland County down into Robeson County. We'll put on the wide view there. You see the activity rolling into Cumberland County. As a matter of fact, some pretty heavy rain now over downtown Fayetteville, down towards the airport and Hope Mills. Some cloud-to-ground lightning too. No warnings with that, and no signs of any rotation at this point. But certainly some very heavy rain, some gusty winds with that as it all tracks off towards the north and northeast. And there's the one warning we have. Again, northern, northeastern Orange, northern parts of Durham, southern Person County. That tornado warning in effect until 2:15. It's this area here that we've got a look at the velocity, which will show us where there could be some rotation. It's right there. We see the greens and the reds butting up against each other between Bahama and Caldwell. If you're in that area of Orange and Durham County, that's the area into southern Person where you want to take cover just in case there is a tornado on the ground. Not getting any confirmation of that. As a matter of fact, we put on our storm reports through the day, and we'll show you some of these. There haven't been that many. We've had quite a few warnings, but fortunately, not too much in the way of storm reports. You see a funnel cloud sighted over Vance County at 10:30 this morning. There was a tornado potential. It looks like it's been more or less confirmed, not officially by the Weather Service, but there some trees were blown down in parts of Moore County near Southern Pines around a golf course. That's the only port really. And then the one we got at 1:15, possible tornado that pushed a vehicle off part of the way off the road in Alamance County at 1:15. Those are the only reports of storms that we have of any consequence, and no major damage, which is great news, despite the fact that we've had quite a few warnings. But right in here, you see the cloud-to-ground lightning strikes just north of there, but the potential tornado just east of Caldwell, just west of Bahama, anywhere in that area on the Orange-Durham County line under a tornado warning now in effect until 2:15. And the tornado watch, the threat hasn't diminished. It was set to expire at 2. It's been extended now until 9 o'clock this evening. The tornado watch in effect until 9 o'clock this evening. But there you go. You see the showers and thunderstorms scattered about the region right now. Let's go to Weather 7, show you an AccuView camera, if we can, of outside and conditions across the region. There's downtown Durham as that thunderstorm line of them moving across the region, extending into Wake County. This part of downtown Durham, not under a tornado warning, but just north of there, it is, and the rain's really coming down in downtown Durham. Lots of cloud-to-ground lightning, reduced visibilities, and very heavy rainfall as well.
All right, one thing I want to point out, let's go to Weather Source 2 here, and we're zoomed in on the radar in the Durham area, and we're starting to see, what I'm starting to see is a little bit of an interesting signature here, south between Durham and the Bethesda area. We're looking in, we're zoomed in, there's that little notch there, and I just put on the reflectivity, and right there, Chris, I'm starting to see a little bit of red and green coming together right there. There's the red motion away from it, and there's the green. It's not pixel on pixel. If these green pixels were right against this red, it'd be a tighter circulation, but it's a little bit interesting to me that we are picking up that, and it's also in an area that you would expect maybe some rotation on the southeast corner of that cell. We'll have to watch and see if that does start to get a little bit tighter, but there's the velocity, and there's the actual, right on the tip, right there, something to watch, Chris.
Right, and remember, All My Children and One Life to Live, I believe, at 2, airing at 11.2 and 11.3 on your digital channels. We'll stick with this until the warnings expire. That's the station policy. Just in case folks are in danger, want to keep everybody up to date. If you're just joining us, want to let you know what's going on with the tornado warning over northern Durham, northern Orange, and southern Person County. And this storm right on the Person, it's actually right at the merger of Durham, Person, and Orange County there in the area there, but north of Bahama, north of Caldwell, that spot there of southern Person County. So around Mariah, especially southern Person County, you want to be on your guard too. Take cover just in case that storm does have a tornado. We're not getting any reports of that just yet. As we mentioned, it's Highway 501 that goes up from Durham into Person County, and it's this area here we're seeing that potential rotation. So you want to take cover and just ride out the storm. You see widespread thunderstorms across that area, moving rapidly northward. Another band coming into the Sandhills right now, and conditions will remain favorable through the afternoon. If we go over to weather 3, through the afternoon for showers and thunderstorms, they'll come in these bands, drop some brief heavy rain, potentially an isolated tornado, and then move on by. And as we get towards the evening hours, I think the atmosphere will start to settle down a little bit, but our tornado watch remains in effect now until 9 o'clock. The only warning in effect now, if you're just joining us for the next 15-20 minutes for southern Person from near Roxborough into northern Durham and northern Orange County. It's basically, though, right now in this area, right in this region here where Orange and Person and Durham County come together, that we have the potential rotation in this spot. It's not a really tight rotation. It's more of an elongated more than anything. It's not really a tight rotation, but it's right in here west of Mariah, south of Timberlake, just south of Timberlake, though, and into extreme northwestern Durham County. There's another live sweep, and that rotation, a little bit messy looking, but it's still there.
Can you pan down to the south? I'm curious what the live velocity looks like south of Durham, where we're seeing it on another view there.
It's right there.
Yeah, located, it looks like it's crossed 70 over towards Bethesda. Interesting little feature right there. Something we're certainly going to be watching. I know the Weather Service is watching it as well. And the reflectivity, that probably will show that little appendage, little notch coming in. There's a line, there's a sweep line right there showing up. And let's see if we can put on the reflectivity and see what that looks like. And there it is right there on the southern end. So kind of an interesting feature we're watching. We'll have to see if that does materialize. Hopefully it will not.
Right. And Scott, we have a live look into Durham here. Is this Roxborough Road? Is that what you said? Roxborough Road. Now, it looks like the rain's let up a little bit there into parts of Durham, but certainly the camera got quite a few drops on it. So got a lot of rain out there. Many areas are dry, though. These are these tropical showers that just race in. You got sunshine one minute, the next it's clouded over, and thunder and lightning and heavy rain, and then the sun's back out for a while. But when that sun comes back out, it destabilizes the atmosphere, and you can get more thunderstorms that could be potentially severe. Tornado warning remains in effect for the next 15 minutes for southern Person, northern sections of Orange and Durham County, and it's mainly the area now pushing into parts of southern Person County that we've got the potential rotation. We'll just take a live look at that. There, that's the reflectivity. Okay, this is 440 and
wow.
And the Beltline in New Bern Avenue. Okay, and there you see in Raleigh, very heavy rain, obviously slowing down traffic. That's what you call torrential rain there. Visibility is thrown way down in those gusty winds. Good news is it doesn't last all that long. Okay, let's go back to weather 3, and again, we show you the areas here that have the rotation that we're watching right here. It's not all that well defined, but that's because signs it could be just a weak tornado right over parts of southern Person, northern Durham County. Is this area here that potentially could have a tornado? I haven't gotten any reports of that, but it's moving off towards the northeast. Timberlake, Mariah, extreme northern Durham County especially. I think as you get into Orange County, the threat's diminishing rapidly now as the storm moves out. But that tornado warning in effect for the next 15 minutes. So ABC programming on digital channels 11.2 and 11.3. Haven't gotten word on Time Warner. If the producer wants to pass that on to me, I'd be happy to pass it on if we do have any information about that. But that's the look at First Alert Doppler XP. Again, there are showers and thunderstorms all over the place right now, but only one tornado warning. We stick with these tornado warnings because folks can be coming in and out of viewing, and they just walk into the room, turn on the TV, and we may have been on, and you've heard this over and over for 15 minutes, but it's new to other folks. So it's station policy. Just as long as there's a threat of a tornado, damaging tornado, or dangerous weather, we stay on the air until the threat is passed for tornadoes, and we'll certainly get you back to programming as soon as we can. Tornado warning, though, for northern Orange, northern Durham, and southern Person County until 2:15 this afternoon. Lots of heavy rain across northern Durham County for sure. Some of these rainfall rates are really up there now at 2 inches plus per hour. You see across these areas here of southern Person and northern Durham County, these rainfall rates really dropping 1 to 2 inches per hour. They don't stay over one area that long, but rainfall rates of 2 inches per hour, if it rains that hard for even 15 or 20 minutes, can cause at least some minor flooding. And that's going to be the story through the afternoon. Even these showers and thunderstorms down to the south are producing very heavy downpours that will cause some. You saw that DOT camera that shows the very heavy rain there at the Beltline and parts of North Raleigh right now. And here's a good way to see the heavier showers and thunderstorms across this region, northern Durham, southern Person County. It looks like northern Orange County kind of in the clear right now, again, with these thunderstorms. Here you see that area of rainfall, very heavy rain, and the potential for some tornadic activity. Haven't had any reports of any tornadoes right now, and with this particular system across the parts of the triangle from northern Orange and Durham and southern Person County. Haven't gotten that in there, but still seeing a little bit of rotation there, Scott.
Yeah, that's right. Where you've been focusing in on around the Rougemont areas where we're seeing the possibility of that rotation. You're zoomed in right now, right over Rougemont, northeast of Caldwell. Let me go to Weather Source 1 if we could here, because we've been also looking not only at the storms but also at the height of the storms and where they're located. And we can look at these storms in a 3D mode here, which we're going to do right now. Looking at this intense line up to the north here, where you're seeing right around just north of Raleigh right now. We'll go ahead and zoom into that storm a little bit more and focus the attention looking off towards the from east to west. We'll tilt the storm and then move in, and you can see where the tallest storms are right now, and they continue to be just to the west of Wake Forest there. There's that one storm that we're looking at, and also we're looking at those storms up to north as we rotate up towards Roxborough, and there's where the tallest cores are right now. We're looking south from Oxford. There's Stem, where you had a tornado warning in your area earlier on, but now this is the storm that we're looking at right over Rougemont, south and east of Roxborough. We're looking off to the south right there. As we rotate around, you can see how these storms have quite a bit of cloud to ground lightning. Rotate around the back edge of the storm we're looking at right there, and you can see that now they have pushed over and past Durham. So now over towards Butler and in southern Person County. Backing out the view once again, there are those storms north of Raleigh and also some storms down towards the south, Chris. These appear to be the storms that have the strongest. And I was looking at the latest velocity over down towards Durham, and fortunately that little signature is ended. And right now what I'm looking at on Weather Source 3, it doesn't look quite as menacing as it did before, does it?
No, it doesn't. And Scott, good news too, the tornado warning for northeastern Orange County canceled. We talked about that area pretty much in the clear. So the warning continues for southern Person and northern Durham County, though. At 1:55, National Weather Service Doppler radar continued to indicate a tornado near Rougemont, or 11 miles south of Roxborough, moving northeast at 40. So if you're in this area of southern Person County, around Searle, Mariah, Bahama in Durham County, you want to take cover. You got a DOT camera, and this is 540 here. You see very heavy rain, and 401. Again, the very heavy rainfall, obviously, with these thunderstorms across the region. So again, the tornado warning for northern Orange County has been canceled, but for southern Person County, northern Durham County, still in effect. Still seeing at least some rotation here, and it looks rather weak at the moment. But certainly, if you're in northern Durham and southern Person County, around Searle, Mariah, Timberlake, you want to take cover and ride the storm out. Tornado watch remains in effect for all of the area until 9 o'clock this evening. Show you some of those DOT cameras with those thunderstorms over Wake County and then into Cumberland County too. Some very heavy rainfall. No warnings anywhere else except for those spots there, and it's raining really hard. So many times these tornadoes can be. Haven't gotten